Assalamualaikum and very good morning to my fellow classmate and my lecturer, Madam Nur Sawa binti Suko. Today, my name is Muhammad Ishdin bin Muhammad Saha and my matric number is 09BTH19F3001. Would like to present chapter 7, which is we will be discussing and focusing more on modern marketing internal implication. So, I ask your permission to move on into the first slide of introduction. So, for the introduction, at the first point is a consumer service at any touch point to creating a customer relationships. We move into the next one is traditional approaches are still important in the modern marketing, but they have to be integrated into modern strategies such as any technique that leverages our observable, scalable approach to understanding the alignment of audience or the product itself. As the implication of this that the modern marketing often looks for two things to be accomplished, but to be responsible for the issue of what has been provided by marketing, either in a financial returns or a market observable learning. Alright, that's for the introduction. We move on into the next slide, which we focusing on the shift in focus. Alright. So the first one is the encompasses a combination of a marketing role and a wider management role. And for example, we improve customer loyalty, a strategy to interact more freely with consumer has market, but it also has marketing consequences that can be faces, and the implication for marketing may be positive or negative, and it all depends on how of the implication towards marketing. And for the next one is traditional marketing role by making prediction on future to guide the organization towards its objective. So it means as higher customer satisfaction and increased sales lead to higher performance and more profit, as we all know, as marketing implication often relate to overall health of a company. Potential implication for marketing among employees include higher morals, and greater commitment. Sorry for my misspoke grammar. So we move on into the third slide of chapter 7. Not merely support for function sale. Many, all of us not know or yes know, but let me explain about. There are four status of quos. So the first one is the status quo turns your average salesperson into a maverick. It means reps can quickly order or tailor materials for their prospects when sales support is lacking. This results in many members spending prime time selling hours to manufacture their own customer materials, or worse yet, using out of date or generic materials. So the second one of status quo is the status quo damage your brands. It means misalignment between improved marketing materials and the trend identity you approve has a direct effect on the quality of your brand. It means it can affect on our rebranding that we want to sell to our consumer. And your brand, like service or goods, cannot be adequately portrayed by improvised marketing materials because sales reps are simply not trained to do this job. So be careful when you are doing and promoting your brands because it can be damages. So the third one is the status quo hurts your sales reps chances for closing deals. It means prospect expect comprehensive that is personalized to their needs. It means the sales process will begin to slow and lower the possibility of a transaction without proper sales supports. Okay, so the last one of status, of course, the status quo is the old way for providing sales support, and this is everybody is looking out for themselves, and many of them refer this status quo as wild west of sales as their references, and resources are limited. Only the top performers have access to sales assistant and the material they need which is very hard to get by, and it can causes significant inefficiencies for the majority of the members of the company. And the result is it also can create in enforcement problems. So that's for me about the not merely support for functional sales, and we move on. Or should I say, in other words, let's go to the next slide where I will talk about complexity and alliance. So for complexity, what do you know about complexity? Complexity is solving the complexity of marketing is not just about making the next plan right. It means we didn't have to think that if we make the next plan and then the next plan will be right. No, it doesn't work like that. So it's about a modern marketing strategy philosophy by forming a new of understanding why macro improvement in individual actions can create a significant changes in macro outcomes. So in other words, it also to help advertiser to understand more about their message, how their message will be viewed, and when it is passed to other individuals, and how best to have the greatest effect. So that's about the complexity. How about the alliances? I mean, like, how about the alliance? But before I talk about the alliance for the complexity, there are three powerful ideas to shape the module and its outcome. So the first one is the social network. The second one is the product reality, and the last one is the agent-based modeling. Alright. So those three that I mentioned before is about the three powerful ideas to shape the module and the outcome. So we move into the alliance. As we all know, alliance is a marketing of partnership happens when two or more firms partner to promote and sell a product, a service, or even a principle jointly. So meaning it can take a place on any scale, even globally. Globally is mean the whole world, not the whole planet. I mean, like the other planet. So as long as it offers all the stakeholders involved a profit, as long the alliance, when you try to offer your products to your partner, you have to convince them that your products can give them a lot of profits instead of negative profits. So we move on into the last but not least slide, alliance with as well as outside. There are three ventures that can be discussed in alliances within as well as outside. So the first one is joint venture. So joint venture is a joint venture where it's formed when a new child business is founded by the parent companies. Okay. For example, company A and company B, for instance, may form a joint venture by creating a company C. Alright. The second one is equity strategic alliance, when one business buys a certain equity percentage of the other business, as an equity strategic alliance is made. And the last one is non-equity strategic alliances, when two or more firms sign a contractual relationship to pool their capital and capabilities together. A non-equity strategic alliance is formed. We move on into the next slide of alliance within as well as outside. But in this slide, we will be focusing more on three cycle of strategic alliance. As you can see in this slide, there are three cycle of strategic alliances. The first one is slow cycle, the second one is standard cycle, and the last one is fast cycle. For the first cycle, it means for comparatively long periods of time, the competitive benefits of the business are protected. Alright, we move on to the next, which I will be talk about standard cycle. Every few years, as we all know, every organization will be releasing a new product and may or may not be able to retain its leading position in an industry. So strategic alliance formed to gain a market share, attempt to drive other business out for major capital projects, build an economy of skills, or get access to complementary resources. And the last one is fast cycle. As we all know, fast is we will move fast, and it means the competitive advantage in fast cycle of the organization are not covered, and to survive business operating in a fast product life cycle need to continually develop new products and services. And that's all for me about the alliance within as well as outside. I hope you all understand about what I'm trying to explain to you and to my other class. Alright. So for conclusion, modern marketing as described is a new paradigm that reflects the desire and values of consumer and society, not just business and benefit. Other than that, companies want their advantages and do not think about the underlying idea what kind of aspiration I believe people and society have. Alright, that's all for me. Thank you for listening me, my slide and my topics, and thank you for lending me your ears. I hope you have a good day. Thank you.